in this tutorial, I will show you how you can create those kind of ribs on this mouse here, because I've just seen a tutorial from Learn Everything About Design. So this is kind of a follow up on his tutorial, because he does not show in his tutorial how you can create those ribs, because he says, yeah, you can only do them or better do them with xNURBS or something like that. But I found a way how you can do it with the Plasticity Indie version, so everyone can follow along. This technique that I will show you is really cool. And again, shout out to this Learn Everything About Design. Link in the description of this tutorial. If you're a beginner, definitely check it out. So I didn't watch the full tutorial, but he always does like very amazing tutorials, very step-by-step, very easy to understand. But I was just interested to figure out how you can create those ribs here. So yeah, let's start. And if you want to improve your 3D skills even more, I have a series of high quality plasticity courses for beginners and intermediate users. And these step-by-step courses cover everything you need to know about surface modeling, product design, and the most effective and efficient techniques. You will quickly build confidence and save time with the clear, structured learning path. So you can find all of my courses in the first link in the description box. And now let's dive into our today's tutorial. Perfect. You can download this exact file just below the video, just Google Drive, just one click, just download that so you can follow along and learn something. And yeah, that's not super precise. It's just, I did that very quickly just to show you here this technique. So let's just hide that image here. And let's just close here some stuff. Yeah, very simple. Press 2 edge mode and just select one by one those curves. And again, select first this one, this one, this one. So go kind of in a circle, press L for loft. And now just click here on the loop. So you create a loop, and now with just shift click, click those curves here. So you add them to your guiding lines or profiles, whatever. And again, if this does not work, it's because some of your curves are not connected. So always make sure every endpoint of the curve are always connected. So yeah, just quickly again, loft, loop, shift, shift. Perfect. Now press 2 again, select all of those curves, press H just to hide those curves. Never delete them because you always, or oftentimes you will need them later. And now comes the interesting part, right? So again, let's bring back our image. And if we go to the top view, so how we can create those ribs here. So it's actually very simple with the technique that I will show you. It just takes a lot of, how's it called? Adjustments and time to really get it like perfect. So obviously I will not, because we will do 1 or 2 or maybe 3 together, because yeah, it's the same process. But essentially we have to create here some curves at the top, which will draw kind of this nice swirly shape, right? So those blue lines will be curves, and obviously you have to do a lot of them. And once you have them all, we will use the curves to imprint those curves onto our surface. So how to show that? Yeah, so we will do that together, so don't worry. And then we will do something really, really interesting. So let's just start, go to the top view and start creating a curve. So just a control point curve. So I have it here on Shift F as a shortcut. So you can just always take the control point curve, but for me it's Shift F. And I don't know, I will just start with some of this. And then you just need to get a little bit the feeling for the curves, right? And also what I don't like, we don't see the curves at the top. So let's just move here a little bit. And okay, I have already the custom plane, so it should look something like that for you. So just take this curve here and just bring it up with G. So it's over your mouse shape here, and press right click. So when you moved it, press right click to confirm that. And now let's go to the top view, select the curve and just press Shift spacebar, because now you have a temporary construction plane. So now you see it's aligned to where the curve is. And now just click here, save temporary construction plane. And now, okay, now I have those two. So here you have added planes in the new plasticity version. In the old one, it's somewhere here down there. But yeah, you have your custom plane now. And the nice thing is, so if you go out and you want to, again, create a curve which will be exactly at the same height as this curve, you just go to the top view and you just here click on, so you just go to the top view and you just click here on the custom plane. And now you see it's again aligned. So, okay, it's not aligned. It was here, the custom plane one. Okay, perfect. So top view, and let's just continue with Shift F or control point curve. Again, make sure you use the control point curve, not the spline curve. And again, just make sure, double click here, custom plane, and now Shift F. And again, make sure you use the control point curve, not the spline curve. So you have to use the control point curve, and because then you have this control point curve and just create the curve and just press 1 and just adjust then the control point curve again. And so you just follow that nice shape here. And again, it's just, I just don't want to do it now perfect because you definitely have to spend way more time with that. And we will just create one more. So something like that. And maybe let's just create one more. Again, I use Shift F as a shortcut. And sometimes you have to add 2 control point curves, because here you see this starts to curve like really strong. And yeah, again, so I will not do it like exact. So something like that should be fine. And then obviously you have to do here a few more left and all around. So again, once you come to this point, again, control point curve, and then you just have to create another curve, something like that. And again, do all of those others. And then at the end, you have, I don't know, something like 30, 40 curves or so. And now we can start to really do the magic thing. So select all of those curves here. So you can just press Alt click. And now if you press F and you search for imprint, you can, I have it here on Shift 1, but you can now imprint those curves onto this surface here. If this if sometimes it's a little bit messed up and doesn't do what you want, then just go to the top view and Shift F, not Shift F. So select the curves and now Shift 1, again, the imprint curve command, and just onto your surface. So now you have all of those lines, and this is exactly what we want. And perfect. And now again, select those curves, press H or group them, never delete those. And now we have something like that. And what now? So, you know, when you are deconstructing a shape and you want to understand how it's done, you just have to learn how to look at something, right? And there you see, so we have now those lines, but we have those waves, right? So the surface here, which, so here it's like a flat, but then it starts to curve in. But at the top, it looks like still nice and flat, and at the bottom too. So you see just in the middle, we always have like those little waves or something, right? So if you have a little bit experience in surface modeling, then you maybe see already how to do that, because it's actually very simple once you understand this concept. But I also did already like a few tutorials on that. But let's do that. So what you want to do is, oh yeah, first of all, I just will hide this image here, and let's close those holes, because when I was practicing, I encountered some issues. So just to show it to you, press 2, again, Alt click to select the loop, and now just patch it. So for me it's Shift 3 shortcuts, but you can just use patch. And the same here for the bottom, just patch it, and perfect. And now I don't want to see the grid because it's just confusing. And now select 3 face mode, and now you have to delete one of these, and yeah, you have a lot of these waves, so you have to do it literally one by one. But yeah, that's how it is. So Shift X, only delete the face. And now just create again a control point curve. So for me, it's Shift F. And to keep things simple, just snap it here from middle to middle. So from edge to edge. And then you have this curve here. And now you have to subdivide this curve with Shift S or raise degree. And now go to the top view. And while this middle point is selected, press G and just bring it inwards a little bit. And here you have to really see like how much, because here in the beginning you see it's just a little bit of a wave inside, but then once you go further it goes stronger and stronger. So again, just show you how to do that, but then just look at always a reference image and just use your brain a little bit, right? But yeah, I know most of my viewers are very smart, so you know what I mean. So you just bring it a little bit in, right? And also you can then also experiment with the height, so maybe bring it a little bit downwards and stuff. But yeah, and now very simple, you just need one curve. And now, again, press 2, edge mode, and just select this edge, this curve with shift click, and this edge again, and loft it, right? And now you see we get already something, but obviously we don't need any tangency either at the top or the bottom. So just press tap and tap, so G0, and voila, now you see we are getting somewhere, but obviously we have to add those edges. So shift, and again, just give it everywhere G0. And voila, it works perfectly. So you can delete this curve here, but if I show you now we have something like that. It's maybe a little bit too strong. So if it's too strong, I just go a few steps back and just bring this point just a little bit more inward. So just to have it a little bit. And yeah, just again, do quickly the same thing. So something like that. And you see, that looks fine, and it's still not perfect because we have to do later one more step to make it here kind of tangent as well. But now let's create the next one. So now you just go to the next one, again Shift X, and if you press 2, you see you have here one long line, but now here, because we added this curve here, it's breaking into 2 parts. So just select one part and you can just press X. So one edge, and then it's one edge again. And again, first we have to join everything. So press 4, select all the sheets, press J to join. And the same thing, press Shift A to create the line and just go from middle to middle. And again, Shift S to raise degree or subdivide this curve here. And again, G, and just give it here a nice little curve kind of. And the same thing, press 2, select L, tap, so it's G0, and now just click here and tap. So it's again G0 and OK, and delete the curve, and voila. Now you see we get here our shape. And obviously and that's the super simple and easy techniques. Yes, maybe there is an even better technique, and to get it even more precise, but for most of you this will be more than sufficient, because this looks pretty much exactly the same. But we have one more issue. So because again, let's select here a solid mode and just select all the sheets, press J. And the problem is now that maybe someone thinks, oh yeah, we can just give it here fillet. You can't, because if you just select now this edge here and you give it a fillet, and let's see it. So you see it works, but the problem with that approach is, if we just show that, so here it looks fine, but here you see that the fillet creates kind of this triangular shape, and we don't have, so you will see it with this mode here. Give me a second. So you see we still don't have a very clean flat surface. So you see we have this triangle at the top, and we have that here, right? Even though we gave it a fillet, because again, just learn how to see and how to look, and always work with references and always observe references, because I see 90% of the people just don't do that. And you see, because here we have a flat surface, and we can approach that very simple by, if you just Control Z, we have to pipe it and remove like a little bit of a distance, and then again loft it. So yeah, maybe it doesn't make sense right now, but very simple. And for that, we have to first press 3 face modes, delete those 2 faces here, Shift X, because we need now a sheet. We can't work with a solid. And then, so first of all, you create that, of course. So literally just pause the video and just do it, all of those waves. So it will just go into your muscle memory, and then you will know for your whole life how to do this kind of shapes. And yeah, and then come back to this video, and now press 2 and select this long edge, so one by one, and Shift D to duplicate, so you have one curve, make sure it's one curve, and now we have to rebuild it first. Press F, so select the edge here and press F and search for rebuild. Bam. So now you see we have this middle point here, and we don't want that. So just go to points and just give it here a lot of points, doesn't matter how much. So we just want to rebuild a nice clean curve which has the perfect nice distribution of points and which looks exactly as our edge. So press OK. And now we want to extend the curve, because just watch now, don't follow along, because we will give it a pipe. But if we give it a pipe now here, and I don't know, let's give it here a little bit more thickness, whatever. So you see this pipe is not going completely over our surface at the bottom and at our top. You see, so we have this kind of weird stuff, so we don't want that. So that's why select the curve and search for, so press F and just extend. So press extend, and here just distance, increase a little bit the distance, you see? So it's just, yeah, extending the curve. And now again, if you press P to give it a nice little pipe, and let's give it here, and let's just increase a little bit the scale. So yeah, I don't know, 1.1 or so. And we have this nice pipe, and press OK. And you can delete now this curve in the middle. So just select it, press X, and now object mode, select first our main surface and then shift click our pipe. And now we have to cut it out. So we have to use a Boolean. So just press Q for the Boolean command. And then if you made everything right, then you have this kind of situation where the pipe is red, the surface is blue. So we will subtract the red pipe. So press OK, and perfect. And now we have this distance, but you see this distance is perfectly same, yeah, distance. I don't know how to call that. And now very simple, press 2 and just select here this edge and press L for loft. And even you can give it here G2. And we have a very nice, so if you press OK and Shift E, bam, you see now here, you see at the top we have this flat thing ongoing. And here at the bottom as well. And still we have one problem. So I intentionally showed you that, because now you see if you zoom in that we have this really weird shape here ongoing at the top and at the bottom. That was because, again, go Control Z before you lofted that, because if you just loft it, it does not know exactly like where to follow here this trimmed edge here. So to fix that, you have to just select those 2 edges and search F and bridge. So I have it here, so a bridge command, I have it on Shift B. So you just select here those 2 edges and Shift B or bridge command. And here you can, yeah, G1 or G2, but G2 will be fine. So you give this one extra curve, because this will be kind of our boundary for our thing. Because again, we have to close at the end here this whole hole at the top and at the bottom, right? So we need a very nice continuous line. So again, you just select those 2 edges, Shift B, bridge edge, G2 is fine. And now you can loft those long edges, L, press tab for G2. And now again, if you zoom in, you see now if you press shift, voila, bam, it's kind of cuts it or brings it exactly where you want it. So the same at the bottom, shift and bam. Okay, let's see what we have and what we have to do. First of all, delete the curves. And if you just press 4 and you select all of the sheets, and let's go here into this mode, you see we have a much better result here now. And you see at the bottom too, just looks much better. Now you have to do it everywhere. It's the same technique, and do this because you will learn a lot. And if you want to learn even more, I have amazing premium courses where I show you exactly this amazing tips and tricks. Everything 100% always in the indie version. So check out my little promo clip here next. Have a nice day. Bye. And if you found this tutorial helpful and you want to continue to build your skills, I've created a series of courses that guide you step by step through mastering plasticity. So check out the first link in the description box to find the best fit for your 3D modeling journey. And I wish you a nice day. Bye.